Let's have one quick revision of how audit happens. First, we need to make good form. For good form, we need to have correct engagement partner, which are eligible and eligible engagement team member, and our firm should apply element of system of quality control so that we will have good quality firm. After we establish a good quality firm, client will come to us and request us to do audit. So before starting the audit, we will do some preliminary engagement activity. This preliminary engagement activity consists of three things. First is doing a background check of the client. Next, after doing background check, we will check the preconditions for the audit as per SA 210. And then if we have convert from background check as per SA 220 and preconditions as per SA 210, we will send an audit engagement letter as a token of acceptance of our audit. So this audit engagement letter will be prepared as per SA 210. Then next, we will start performing audit. Before performing, we need to plan the audit. So in planning stage, first we need to obtain knowledge of client's business, which industry it performs, etc, etc. We studied that. Then next we will make, based on the understanding of client's business, we will make overall audit strategy. Overall audit strategy will guide us in development of more detailed audit plan. And audit plan will once audit plan will determine the nature, timing and extent of risk assessment procedure, further audit procedure and other procedures. So audit plan will determine nature, timing and extent of our all the audit procedures. And after making overall audit strategy and audit plan, we will make audit program. Audit program is a very detailed thing. In audit program, there is separate audit program for each item of financial statement. Example, for fixed asset there is different audit plan. For cash there is different audit plan. So in audit program, uh, audit program is different for each item of financial statement. Audit program is list of verification procedure to be applied. Here there are all steps for step by step procedure. It guides the article, it guides everyone step, it gives us step by step instruction what all should we do. Like for inventory check, we need to observe inventory count. All step what all we need to do from scratch is there in audit program. Then after making audit plan, audit strategy and audit program, we will start performing audit. So we do audit to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, on the basis of the audit evidence we can express our opinion. So let's see how to perform the audit. So we took example of fixed asset of 1,000 crore, that if we need to check fixed asset of 1,000 crore, we cannot check all transaction of 1,000 crores. So we will apply sampling method. But how much sample should we take, is how much sample should we take will be based on two things. First one is materiality level and second is risk of material misstatement. So first we will set our materiality level. Say in case of Tata, where risk of materiality was low, we set it at 10 lakh. And in case of Reliance, risk of materiality was high, we set at 2 lakh. So depending on risk of materiality, we can set our materiality level. And how to identify and assess risk of material misstatement. So risk of material misstatement uh, is identified from risk assessment procedure. In risk assessment procedure, for first we need to identify and assess risk of material misstatement, identify and assess risk of material misstatement. And risk of material misstatement consists of IR and CR. So for IR we need to understand the entity and its environment, and based on it next do we will identify and assess control risks. So for control risk, first we will do preliminary assessment of control risk, then we will do test of control. From this we will get, from IR and CR we will get risk of material misstatement. Then we will relate the identified risk and consider the likelihood of material misstatement. So on this basis we can now obtain how much sample should we take. So from this samples we what amount of sample we need to take, we will get from this, and based on this we can do further test of details and further audit procedure. So risk of material misstatement thereby provide basis for designing and implementation of response to assess risk. So we said that we need to do test of control. Now let's study what are control and how we need to do test of control. In today's lecture we will have a focus on internal control. So now let's understand what is internal control. So internal control is procedure designed, implemented and maintained by TCWG or any other personnel to provide reasonable assurance about the achievement of the entity's objective with regards to the following four things. So it is process. So what is internal control? Internal control is process designed, implemented and maintained by TCWG and other personnel. Why it is why this process is maintained? To provide reasonable assurance about the achievement of entities objective. So for achievement of entities objective, internal control is maintained. So what are these entities objective? Entities objective is that for financial reporting is reliable first. So first objective of entity is reliability of financial reporting, efficiency and effectiveness of operation, safeguard of asset and compliance with law and regulation. So to comply with this all objective, to achieve all this objective, internal controls are made. So internal control is process designed, implemented and maintained by the TCWG and other personnel to provide reasonable assurance about the achievement of entity's objective with regards to reliability of financial statement, effectiveness and efficiency of operation, safeguard of asset and compliance with law and regulation. So these are entities objective. This entities objective itself becomes the objective of internal control, obviously. So what are the objective of internal control? That first one is that all transactions are in correct amount, in appropriate account and in account period in which it was executed. So this in short is saying about the reliability of financial statement, that all transactions are properly recorded in correct amount, in appropriate account, in correct amount, appropriate account and in accounting period in which it was executed. So first one is related to the reliability of financial reporting. Second objective of internal control is that transactions are executed in accordance with the management general and specific authorization. So As per the general and specific authorization of management, transactions are executed. They are not executed randomly as per anyone's wish. So internal control guides it, construct road so that transactions are executed properly. Next, it safeguard the asset. So assets are safeguarded from unauthorized access. And next is internal control help in preparation of financial statement with applicable FRF and relevant laws and regulations. So these are the four purpose or objective of internal control, that all transactions are properly recorded in correct amount in appropriate account in accounting period in which it was executed. This is related to the reliability of financial reporting. Next is related to efficiency of operation, that is transaction are executed in accordance with the management's general and specific authorization. Next is safeguard of assets are safeguarded with the unauthorized from unauthorized access. And next is preparation of financial statement with applicable FRF and relevant laws and regulations. So we understood the objective of internal control. It is same as objective of entity. We understood what are the objective and what is internal control. So now let's see what are the limitation of internal control. There are seven limitation. First is cost effectiveness. This talk that cost for implementing internal control is very high and benefit derived from it is less. So cost of implementing of internal control may be more than its benefit. This therefore management usually doesn't implement best control. So we know that there is best control for this uh, problem, but we cannot implement because of the cost effectiveness of it. So this is first limitation, that is cost effectiveness. Second is human error. This talk about that if we implement internal control where a human is there, there could be some error because he is human, and there could be also misunderstanding. So next second one is human error which may occur which while carrying internal control system. It may be due to misunderstanding on the part of person. So this is our second point is human error. Third is collusion among employees. Employees may commit fraud through collusion. It may be among themselves or with outsiders. So employees can team up and do fraud. Next is abuse of authority, like person on higher authority is not performing his responsibility with proper care, with proper responsibility, proper ethics. So this is the person responsible for exercising control can himself override it. This is a big problem, that the person responsible for exercising control can himself override it. Fifth is manipulation by management. Manipulation by high level management may not be detected by the control. Sixth is unusual transaction. Any unusual transaction may not be controlled because control procedure are not made for unusual transaction. Seventh is change in condition, that is established control may become inadequate due to change in environment. Control is made for another purpose. Due to change in environment, that control become irrelevant. So these are the seven internal control. Let's revise once again. This is important question from exams perspective. Limitation of internal control system. First is cost effectiveness. Cost of implementing control may be more than its benefit. Thus, management usually doesn't implement best control. Human error. Human error which may occur while carrying internal control system. Human error may occur while carrying internal control system. It may be due to misunderstanding on the part of a personal collusion among employees. Employee may commit fraud through collusion. It may be among themselves or with outsider. So collusion can be among themselves or with outsider. Fourth is abuse of authority. The person responsible for exercising control may himself override it. So the person responsible having authority for the control is he himself overriding it. Fifth is manipulation by the management. Manipulation by high level management may not be detected by the control. Sixth is unusual transaction. Any unusual transaction may not be controlled cause control procedure are not made for unusual transactions. Control procedure are made for ordinary transaction. Next is change in condition. Established control may become inadequate due to change in environment. For example, shifting from BS4 engine to BS5 engine. So these were the 7 limitation of internal control. Now let's understand components of internal control. What all components internal control have? So internal control have following components. There are 5 components in internal control. First is control environment, next is risk assessment procedure, third is information system, fourth is control activity relevant for audit, and fifth is monitoring control. So with all this control with all these components, internal control is made. So let's understand each component in detail. Control environment includes governance and management function and the activity awareness action of TCWG and management concerning the internal control and its importance in the entity. The control environment set the tone of the organization. So control environment means the approach, the attitude, awareness, action of management and TCWG towards internal control, like how, with what view they are looking to internal control, whether they own themselves are following the internal control or not. So this is control environment. It includes governance and management function, and governance management function and attitude awareness action. Five things: governance, management function, and attitude awareness and action of management and TCWG concerning the internal control and its importance in the entity. The control environment sets the tone of the organization. So if there is good control environment, even employees will follow controls nicely. The next component of internal control is risk assessment procedure. Here it is talking about entities risk assessment process. The entities risk assessment process form the basis for how management determine the risk to be managed. So it forms the base that how management determine the risk to be managed. So how risk is managed, this can be determined by looking at entities risk assessment procedure. If the process is appropriate to the circumstances, it assists the auditor to identify wrong. Whether entities risk assessment procedure is appropriate to circumstances is matter of judgment. So here it says 3 points. First, that entities risk assessment procedure form the base for the management determine the risk to be managed. Next, it says if the process is appropriate to the circumstances, it assists the auditor to identify the ROM. If entity's risk assessment procedure is good, ROM will be less, because we know that if risk assessment procedure is good, then risk is managed nicely. And the third point is whether the entity's risk assessment is appropriate to circumstances or not is matter of judgment, professional judgment. Next component of internal control is information system. This it refers to ERP, the information system relevant for financial reporting objective. What is the information system related to, relevant to financial reporting objective? Here it is speaking of clearly ERP, which includes accounting system, consist of procedure and record designed and established too. So information system relevant for financial reporting objective includes accounting system, consist of procedure and record designed and established to initiate, record, process and report entities transaction. So what does Tally do? Tally initiate, records, process and reports entities transaction. Next, it resolve incorrect processing of transaction. There are security controls in it, so it resolve. It helps accounting system from bypassing the control. Bypass of control is resisted. For in Tally, only particular person with password can do transaction. So bypass of control is protected here. It transfer information from transaction to general ledger. It does this, ERP does it automatically. It captures relevant information for financial reporting. For example, depreciation and amortization of asset, it calculates automatically. Now even it calculates tax and GST automatically. It ensures information required to be disclosure by the applicable FRF. So it automatically transfer information from transaction to ledger, and then it automatically also makes the financial report, balance sheet, P&L as per schedule 3. So here we need to write features of ERP. So the information system relevant for financial reporting objective includes accounting system, consists of the procedure and record procedure designed and established to initiate, record, process, report entities transaction, resolve incorrect processing of transaction, process account for system, bypass to control, transfer information from transaction to general ledger, capture information relevant for financial reporting such as depreciation and amortization of assets, ensure the information required to be disclosed by the FRF. Next is control activities. Control activities relevant to audit is basically talking about internal control only. You can write that definition, that control activities are policies and procedure that helps to ensure that management objective are carried out. And the definition for internal control was also similar. There it was talking about entities objective are achieved, policies and procedure designed, implemented and maintained to achieve entities objective. And here it is talking about policies and procedure that help to help that management objective are carried out. Yeah, control activities can be manual or IT, can be within IT. It has various objectives. So control activities are policies and procedure that help ensure that management objectives are carried out. Control activities, whether within IT or manual system, have various objectives. Next is monitoring of the control. To monitor the control, monitoring of control is process to assess. Monitoring means assessing the effectiveness of internal control. As word monitoring comes, we need to remember assess word. Monitoring of control is process of assessing control. Control means effectiveness of internal control performed over the period of time. It involves assessing the effectiveness of control on timely basis and taking necessary corrective action. So monitoring of control is a process to assess the effectiveness of internal control process over a period of time. It involves assessing the effectiveness of control on timely basis and taking necessary corrective action. So now let's revise once again 5 components of internal control, as this is an important question from exams perspective. Component of internal control includes following. The control environment includes governance and management function and attitude, awareness and action of TCWG and management concerning the internal control and its importance in the entity. It sets the tone of an organization. Second, risk assessment procedure. The entity's risk assessment procedure form the base for management to determine risk to be managed. It forms base for the management. It forms base for the management to determine risk to be managed. Auditor's risk assessment procedure also becomes his auditor's base to determine ROM. So similarly here, instead of ROM, it is a risk to be managed. There is risk of material misstatement and here is risk to be management. Entity's risk assessment procedure, risk to be managed, and auditor's risk assessment procedure, risk of material misstatement. So entity's risk assessment procedure form basis for management determine risk to be management. If the process is appropriate into the circumstances, it assists the auditor to identify ROM. Whether entity's risk assessment procedure is appropriate to the circumstances is matter of judgment. Next is third is information system relevant to financial reporting objective, which includes accounting system consist of procedure designed and established. It is a information system relevant for financial reporting, includes accounting system that consist of procedure designed and established for initiate record process report entities transaction, resolve incorrect processing of transaction, process account for system bypass to control, transfer information from transaction to general ledger, capture information relevant for financial reporting such as depreciation and amortization, ensure information required to be disclosed by the applicable FRF. Fourth one is control activities relevant for the audit. Control activities are the procedures and policies and procedure that help ensure the management objective, help ensure that management objective are carried out. So control activities are policies and procedure that help ensure that management objective are carried out. Control activities can whether IT or manual system have various objective. Monitoring means assessing. Monitoring of control is process to assess efficiency of internal control performed over time. It involves assessing of effectiveness of control on timely basis, taking necessary corrective action. These were the 5 components of internal control. First was control environment. Second was entities risk assessment procedure. Third was information system. fourth was control activities, and fifth was monitoring of control. The first was control environment. Now let's understand control environment in more depth. Control environment includes governance, management function, and attitude, awareness and action of TCWG and management towards internal control. It set the tone for the organization. Now let's study elements of control environment. Elements of control environment that may be relevant for obtaining and understanding control environment includes following. So elements of control environment includes the following thing. First is communication and enforcement of integrity and ethical value. So communication and enforcement of integrity and ethical value determine how good control environment is there in the entity. So first element, this becomes our first element of control environment, that is communication and enforcement of integrity and ethical value. Second is commitment to competence. So how committed we are? So it is commitment to competence, and competence means our skill set. Commitment to competence. So if we have high competence and our commitment to competence is good, means control environment is nice. Third is participation of TCWG. Attributes of TCWG such as independence from management, their experience, their involvement, their appropriateness of their action. So how good they are participating, and their appropriateness, independence, experience and involvement. So if TCWJ's participation is good, control environment is nice. Next is management philosophy and operating style. Management philosophy and operating style. Characteristics such as management's approach to talking and managing business risk. So I'm sorry, approach to taking and managing business risk, attitude and action towards financial reporting, and attitude towards information processing. So management philosophy and operating style. What does it include? It includes approach to take and manage business risk, attitude and action towards financial reporting, and attitude towards information processing. Next is organization structure, how well organization is structured. Next is assignment of authority and the responsibility. A good person should be authorized to and have given responsibility. He should have integrity. And next is human resource policy and practice, that is policy and practice that relate for recruitment, training, evaluating, etc., similar actions. So these are the elements of control environment. First was communication and enforcement of integrity and ethical value, commitment to competence, participation of TCWG, management's philosophy and operation style, organization structure, assessment of authority and responsibility, human resource policy and practice. So these features are important for any organization should to become good and reputed, where communication and enforcement of integrity and ethical value is there, where there is commitment to competence, where participation of TCWG is good, and management philosophy and operating style is good. This company have good environment, we can say there is good environment. And other thing includes organization structure, assessment of authority and responsibility, human resource policies and practice, human resource policies and practice. This even these three things are included to judge that the entity have good environment or not. Where these things are there, we can say that the environment, these seven things are there, we can say that company's environment is good, company's control environment is good.